All right, everyone, we are back. Finally. It's been a bit of a stretch since our last video, but since then and now, my system and my flight sim have been undergoing a major upgrade. For my birthday, my son decided to upgrade my PC for me and my flight sim for me so we could record better videos here. He calls it an upgrade. I call it a major rebuild, but I digress. So we're not going to waste too much time here. Keep this video from getting too long. In this video, I'm going to show you the upgrades we did. I'm going to show you my graphic settings, and then we're going to take the Comanche, which we pulled out of the hangar here. You can see we're at the Stolport FBO, Billy Bishop, aka City Center Airport, home of Porter Airlines. But yeah, this is my home airport here, and we're going to take our Comanche for a little spin, knock the rust off, as they say. Okay, so let's get right to it, and so we'll start with the PC. And I'll show you my system upgrades here and what we're running. Let me bring up GeForce Experience here. There we go. And if you look at the top right hand corner, you'll see my rig, and we'll start at the top here. We see RTX 4080 NVIDIA. He upgraded my video card from an NVIDIA RTX 3080 to the NVIDIA RTX 4080, and as you can see, I'm using the latest driver. From there, he upgraded my CPU. Before this, I was running an AMD Ryzen 9 5900X. You can see he's upgraded that to the Ryzen 9 7900X 3D. Since he upgraded my CPU, it's a different socket. He had to upgrade my motherboard to the next gen motherboard. So he upgraded my motherboard from a Tuf, I think it was an X550 Tuf Gaming, to a Rogue Strix X 670E or something like that. It's a Rogue Strix next gen motherboard. So he had to upgrade that to accommodate this chip. Now, you can see I'm running 64 gigs of RAM. In the past, I was running 64 gigs of the Corsair Vengeance RAM. Since he upgraded my motherboard to a next gen motherboard, he decided to upgrade my my RAM to the next gen RAM, and he upgraded my RAM to the Corsair Dominator Titanium 6000. I'm not well versed in RAM. Not sure what the 6000 means, but that's what it is. Dominator Titanium 6000, and there's 64 gigs of that. And finally, he upgraded my monitor from, I was running 1440. I had an Asus 27-inch 1440 monitor, and he upgraded my monitor to a Samsung Odyssey G7, I think it is, 4K monitor. And as you can see, I've got my frame rates locked in at 120 hertz. But I am running in 4K now. So that's it for the system upgrades. He calls it an upgrade. I think this is more of a rebuild than an upgrade. The only things he left original were my case and my fans. He upgraded my power supply too, because he didn't like the connector that came with the 4080, and he wanted the proper, better cable for that. So he upgraded my power supply to a 1200 watt Corsair, and way more than enough power. So he calls it future proofing, but that's what he did, and that's the system, and that's where it sits now. So that's it for the system. We'll close this off, get back to the airport here, and we'll get into our graphics settings. So we'll bring up our graphics settings, general options, and here we go. You can see at the top we're in full screen mode. I'm running my full screen resolution at 4K 3840 by 2160. My anti-aliasing, I'm using the NVIDIA DLSS Super Resolution. NVIDIA DLSS Super Resolution I have on balanced. Now I'm able to run on quality, no problem, but I just find that right here on balanced, it just seems to be the sweet spot for me, especially recording in 4K. I'm also recording this video in 4K. So yeah, balanced is a sweet spot for me right there. Well, continue on. We got NVIDIA DLSS frame generation. When I was using the 3080, I had the frame gen mod, which created a lot of headaches afterwards, but I'll get into that in another video. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, but yeah, I have the NVIDIA frame generation on. I'm not running any mods for it or anything now, because I'm running the 4080. It comes native in the 4080, so I didn't change my DLS. I didn't use the DLS swapper or anything like that to change my DLS. I left that all the way it is, and the frame generation just came native. So I have that on. The AMD Fidelity Sharpening, FX Sharpening, 100. I could run this a little higher. Actually, yeah, I could run this higher. No issues, especially when I'm not recording in 4K. But I just find 100 again. That's the sweet spot for me. And when we do our test flight there, you'll see the quality of the video we're getting. I have VSync on. Frame rate limit is 100% monitor refresh rate, which is that 120 Hertz that I have set right now. I'm using DX12 beta. I have to run the DX12 if I want to turn on the frame gen. And global rendering quality is set to custom. Yeah, and that's it for my main graphic settings. Everything else is pretty much on ultra. Yeah, you can see. Well, I won't go through it all, but you can see how I have it all set up. Now for my terrain level of detail and my object level of detail, I do use dynamic LOD, and it controls my LOD as I'm climbing in altitude. I hear there's a new version out, FPS LOD. I haven't checked that out yet, but I'll go see what that's all about. But I might not even need it the way things are going right now. Like, I'm getting great performance. So we'll continue on. So that's about the object level of detail and the terrain level of detail. Everything in between that is on ultra. My varimetric clouds is on ultra. Texture resolution, here's another one. This one is a heavy FPS hitter right here. I could run this on ultra, but I just, again, the difference I get between ultra and high in quality, on-screen quality, I can hardly notice it. But the performance I get on high that's like that balance. That's that sweet spot right there. And yeah, it just keeps everything, when you look around and stuff, just everything like smooth like butter. So yeah, that's the perfect spot for me right there. If I want, when I'm not recording or something, I could switch that to high, but I don't even bother. I just leave it, or switch it to ultra. But I don't bother. I just leave it on high. Anisotropic filtering. I have it off here because in my NVIDIA control panel, I have it set to 16 times. So in the sim here, I just shut that off. And my texture super sampling is 8x8, and the synthesis is ultra. Waves are on high. And you can see the rest of it. It's pretty much on ultra. NVIDIA pretty much said, "Oh, you can set everything on ultra," and it set everything on ultra when I was setting up. So I only had to go tweak here and there to get to those sweet spots. But as you can see, everything is on high or ultra. Motion blur and lens correction. I don't know why anybody would want those two those two things on. I just keep those off. And my cockpit refresh rate I have on high. My windshield effects I can put that on ultra. It's not going to affect my performance much at all. But I just like it on high because I just prefer the way the reflection is. I don't want it too bright on my windshield and shit. Stuff, sorry. Okay. So we carry on. That's it. That's my my graphic settings. For my data, all this is on. You can see it's all on. I don't have a data consumption limit, so that's all shut off. I don't have to worry about that. And I do use my rolling cache. I have it on, and I got 100 gigs, just because I have the space. So I have that set to 100. So that's it. I didn't mention that, but he also upgraded my my drive from Samsung 970 Evo to Samsung 980 Pro. With I have 2 terabytes there, so, and I only use that for my Sims. So there's lots of space. So there's 100 gigs there for that. So that's it. That's the graphic settings, and that's the system. And now we'll go back and check it out, see how it's all performing. Okay, so here we're back at the airport. Let me bring up some frame rates for you so you can see what kind of frame rates we're getting here. Sorry about that. Just we'll close all that off. There's a new version of MSI Afterburner. So we won't worry about that right now. Turn that MSI Afterburner on. Okay. There we go. We got MSI Afterburner on. Now the frame rates you see up here, you can see the performance of my stuff. My RTX 4080 is running at 99% right now at around 60 degrees, 59 degrees there, and you can see my CPU is only at 18% at 50C. There's my RAM. You can see what it's doing, how many megabytes it's doing, and there is my frame rates. Now mind you, these are the generated frame rates. These are the total frame rates after the frame generation. So my actual sim rates is half of what this is. So let's bring that up. Oh, you can see my things right on it. We can still see it there. Okay, we'll bring it up and you can see the frame rates that I'm getting. These are my actual sim value frame rates here. We're getting 69, around 69 frames, which gives us about 138 frames after frame generation. And you can see our main thread is wide open here. We will end up bottleneck there and be main thread limited, but you will I'll show you that once we get started, once we get the plane fired up and we get in the cockpit and stuff. I always get higher frames outside than I do on the inside. And down at the bottom here, you can see my VRAM, my GPU VRAM. I got more than enough. I got 1492 gigabytes available to me, and I'm only using up 9.9610. So yeah, we got room there. So yeah, that's that. Gives you a look at the frame rates. I can scroll around. You know, things get a little jittery when I'm recording on the recording, but in the sim it's like buttery smooth. We can go to our drone cam. Just give me a sec here, and we can go to our drone cam. Now you got to remember this is 4K. It looks like a water anomaly there, a square in the water or something. But this cityscape is Toronto. The one that came with Flight Sim looked like a dog's breakfast. So yeah, I got a custom scenery for Toronto. This Billy Bishop Airport, you can see here. This is all custom airport. And we are, of course, in Toronto, Ontario. And in this region, I have 3 or 4 other custom airports. There you got a good look at Toronto. There's Ontario Place down here. The C&E grounds, the west end of Toronto out there. And we can pan around, have a look around. You can see the ferry coming across, but we can see the rest of the Toronto skyline and the cityscape, and we can pan around. Our frame rates and our main thread are still good, right? Down low there, we'll go have a peek at that. That's the old original city center control tower terminal building. Oh, that's not good. There's some anomaly there. Okay, some graphics stuff going on there, but this is the original Toronto City Center building there. Not sure why we're getting this big square here. So we are getting some graphic anomalies. Whoops, not proficient with this drone camera, but that's what's going on. This is all in 4K. So we'll head back. Yeah, I'm getting these square patches popping up. So I'll have to do some more tweaking. This is all brand new. So you're seeing it along for the first time with me. Well, not quite the first time, but there we go. We're back at the FBO and our aircraft. So yeah, those are the frame rates we're getting. I'm gonna close the sim value side. We're just gonna leave the other side up. Just know that we'll bring this back up later so I can show you how it is once we get the plane started and stuff. But yeah, just know that our sim values are actually 50% of whatever this is. Okay, we'll close that. All right, we jumped in our aircraft here. We'll get rid of our chocks. We can close that. Here's our view from inside the cockpit. You can see our frame rates are, you know, pretty much the same as they were outside. We're still running at 99% on our GPU, recording in 4K. Usually the GPU is running a little less than 90%. It's usually down around 90, you know, somewhere around there, 89. But I guess because I'm recording in 4K, it's maxed out right now. But even though you saw, we still got cache room, so we're good. Or RAM space. So yeah, let's get this thing fired up. I've already gone around and done my walk around, so let's get our fuel opened up here. Let's get our battery on. Let's get our beacon on. Let's prime it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll give it 4. And we'll lock our primer. We're good there. Mixture full rich, prop full forward. Alright. Turn on our fuel pump. Watch our fuel pressure. We got fuel pressure. Gonna turn off the fuel pump and let's start our engine. Clear prop. Whoop. Brakes. There we go. Get our RPM down to 1,000. I absolutely love this aircraft. The A2A Comanche, love this thing with my GTN 750. Get that turned on. Absolutely love it. I'm a GA aircraft guy by heart. I love GA flying. Have actual GA training.
TOS system test okay.
Okay. I didn't train out of Billy Bishop here though. I trained out of Buttonville. That's another local airport which is on the verge of closing down soon. So we're going to do a tribute to Buttonville one day. The airport where I got my PPL. All right. So we got our aircraft started. We got our avionics going here. Our systems look good. Everything is warming up. Like I was saying before, the A2A Comanche, this is as real as it gets in the sim when it comes to GA flying, as far as I'm concerned. This thing is just fantastic. You know, it's never the same twice when you fly in it. You know, you got to manage everything properly, or you're going to be in a world of hurt. I love this plane, but yeah, you will see more of this in the future. Right now we got no traffic, no ATC on, so the skies are ours. What we're going to do is we're going to go up and do a couple of circuits. I'll do a normal left-hand circuit. Show you how everything is functioning. You can see our frame rates have dropped now since we've started our engines, and our GPU is not working quite so hard. Okay, so let's get this show on the road. I'm going to taxi out to our runway. winds are coming from our west, so we're going to want to take off to the west. Yeah, as you can see, everything is smooth. Frame rate's 125. I'm getting no stuttering, no jittering, no nothing. Taxiing out to our runway here. I do have Tobii eye tracker. I don't have it turned on right now. We'll do this flight without it for now. I'm just going to pull right out onto the runway since we got no traffic, no ATC. The runway is ours, and we'll do our runway. We'll do a run up on the runway. Got two runways here. Right there, you can see one in front of us, but we're not using that one. We're going to use this one right here. RPMs back to set our parking brakes. Okay, we want to bring our RPMs up to 2,000. Check our engine instruments. Suction's good, cylinder head temp's good, fuel pressure's good, oil pressure good, oil temp is good. Let's check our mags, left mag. There's left mag there. Got about 75 drops, good. Both. Back to 2,000. Right. About 75 there, drop. Good. Cycle our prop. On. Two. Three. That's good. Let's check our carb heat. Our RPM drop. It's good. Carb heat back in. Reduce our 1,700 RPMs. And we'll check to see everything is stable. Suction is good. Temp's good. Fuel pressure good. Oil pressure good. Oil temp good. And our amps are good. We are good to go. Pull our throttle back to 1,000. Everything's stable. Our mags on both. Okay. We're ready for takeoff. Our doors are secured, seatbelts secured, primer lock, carb heat in, primer full forward, prop full forward, strobe lights on, fuel pump on, landing lights on, flaps are up, fuel selector on. We are good to go. We are check our elevator trim here. I like to keep my elevator a little above, just a tad above neutral for takeoff. So neutral it is. All right, we're ready to go. Our frame rates are good. Everything's been good up so far. I might be a little rusty. So let's go. Turn the parking brake off. Back pressure. Up. Maintain runway heading. Whoops. out, get our speed down to about 120 miles an hour. And we'll trim the aircraft out here. Take a look, you can see, whoop, a little jitter there. Got our runway off on our left, and we're on our downwind. Oh, so descending. Want to do that. Manifold pressure here. Maintain our downwind. Trim here. Yeah, trimming important in this aircraft. You want to keep this thing trimmed out, man. So we got our speed, we got our aircraft trimmed out, maintaining our altitude. Coming up on our base turn here in a second. Turn the fuel pump on, landing lights on. She wants to climb on me. Okay, we're about ready for our base turn. Drop 1 degree of flap. Pull our RPMs down to 1700 RPM. And we'll start our base turn. Reduce our manifold pressure a bit. Went a little long on my downwind. Got to be careful here. There's an obstacle clearance right there. As you can see, we got smokestacks on the base. Way long. I usually cut my try to keep my circuits a little tighter, but we'll continue. Trim. Drop another notch of flaps. Drop our landing gear. Turn our final. There's our runway. There's a port below us. And we'll get our prop full forward, our mixture full forward.
500.
Reduce our manifold pressure. Get our speed down. Trimmed out here. I want about 105, 110 miles per hour. Keep our speed up, our manifold pressure up. Gonna have to adjust my trim wheel a bit here. Struggling with the trim. That's just a setup thing. Maintain our 105, 110 knots here. 5 knots. Power getting a little fast. Go back on our throttles. Oh, I'm rusty. That was a little ugly. Our frame rates are about 100, so we're around 50 frames. I'm getting a little more jittery and some slight stutter. I'll be able to work all that out with settings. Okay, up. Let's pull our mixture back and lean it out a bit. Off, landing light off, strobes off. Alright. Now we'll do an extended circuit to the right, but this time we'll go around the skyline, come in from the other way. Not a standard circuit, but let's see how we do when we're flying over the city itself. Because that flight we were over the water. I did a full stop just so you could see the performance, like when we landed, taxiing back. So there's a few graphics things that we've seen here that we line back up with our 2.6 here, that we could clean up, like those squares and whatnot, those tiles. Okay, 1000 RPM, fuel pump on, landing light on, strobes on, mixture rich, props full forward. Fuel selector check, doors locked and secure. Primer lock, carb heat in. Our trim. All right. Okay, let's do a circuit to our right. See how we do over the city. A lot of right rudder in this aircraft. That's okay. We're knocking the rust off. That's what we're doing. That's what this flight's for. Get that manifold pressure down. We are way fast. But you can see we're looking around. There's the downtown skyline. A little jittery when I'm moving around now. That's probably because I'm recording. You can see the city down there. Dropping my altitude. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, I forgot to turn my landing lights and fuel pump off. Now I gotta turn them back on. So off on. That's what happens when you don't follow your checklist, people. Follow your checklist. Don't do like I'm doing right now. Starter, base turn. Notch your flaps in there. Not used to approaching the runway from the right here. Trim even moving. I think I got a trim problem here. I'm trimming, but it's not trimming. Handle's moving. Alright, we'll get this figured out after. Right now, I gotta concentrate on this landing, which I'm making a muck of right now. Totally not lined up on my runway. Okay, gear down. Full forward. Way high here. Yeah, something's definitely wrong with my trim here. I'm going, but she ain't trimming. Speed is way low. It's okay. Can bring it up by bleeding off some of this altitude. Final. And our frame rate's still around 129. So over 60 frames.
500.
Speed is a little low on the approach here. It's okay, it was a little high. Comes our threshold. Watch that speed. I'll take it. Fuel pump off, landing lights off. Alright. Taxi her back to the FBO. That approach in that circuit was pretty sloppy, to say the least. But yeah, the landing was meh. Okay, we'll take it. All right. Before let's lean our mixture out a little bit here. Okay, fuel pump off, landing lights off, strobes off, flaps are up. Outside, 138, 140, 39. Right there. Taxiing in from the outside this time. Look at the airport. Some more of Billy Bishop there. Love this little airport. Hey, back way up here. occupied with traffic. There's usually a lot more planes here. What I'm waiting for is beyond ATC. Yeah, I really want to try out beyond ATC, and it's a traffic injection. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Can't wait for that. Alright. Hang a left here. Show you guys something else interesting about this airport. Another reason why I love it. If you look off right here, right here on my right, there's a ramp, a loading ramp. I can launch my my Dart Kodiak 100 amphibious in and out of the water from here. I can land on the water here and then bring it out of the water to be able to ramp here. Or vice versa. So we'll come back up here and park it out of the way. Are good. Everything still looks perfect. Oh, we're good. That's airspace alert. Okay, we can shut down. It'll cut off. Our prop back. Shut our mags off. Avionics off. Battery off. Turn our beacon off. We can fuel selector off. We can unlatch our doors here. Throw on some wheel chocks. And that's it. There you have it, folks. Just wanted to bring you this video. Show you the results. You saw the performance and the settings. I can tweak. Definitely room for some tweaks without major quality changes in the graphics and stuff. So yeah, excited about it. We'll bring you some nice 4K videos. So there you have it. There's the upgrades. A little tour of Billy Bishop and our FBO, and we'll leave it there. So until next time, folks, we'll see ya. Stay safe and keep the blue side up. Later.